The Scientific Method by Stein Balog. What does it mean? Well, it means a method of procedure that characterizes natural science. This method uses steps consisting of observation, measurement, experiment, and the formulation, testing, and modification of the hypothesis. Step 1. Ask a question. For example, why are my front bike brakes making noise? Also, it is important to ask the question as detailed as possible. Step 2. Gather information about your question. This includes making observations with your 5 senses. Example, I checked if the bike was old and needed to be oiled. Step 3. Form a hypothesis. What is a hypothesis? A hypothesis is a prediction that can be tested. For example, I decided to try all the bikes in my garage to see if the problem was reoccurring. Step 4. Test your hypothesis. Test the hypothesis. Use an experiment to test your logical answer to the problem. Make sure to use controlled conditions to test your hypothesis. A controlled experiment is the experiment where everything is the same except the variable. A variable is something in the experiment that changes. For example, I asked each of my 5 family members to ride their bike. Each person rode the bike the same distance, 15 feet, and then braked. The only bike that made a noise was mine. I rode all the other bikes as well, and the same with my family members. The same happened each time. Only my bike made the noise. Step 5. Analyze data. Make sure you carefully go over all the data you collected. For example, I carefully went over my data and wrote down my findings. Step 6. Draw a conclusion. Make sure to conclude the answer to your hypothesis. If needed, retest the theory you created. For example, I concluded that only my front brakes need to be oiled. Step 7. Share your findings. Tell your dad or parents that your bike needs to be re-oiled. If anything else needs to happen, retest the theory and redo the scientific method. This concludes the scientific method. Thank you for watching.